Today I'm talking about a British game, though if you've got no idea where it's from actually, you may be likely to assume it's actually German. It's the sequel to Monty on the Run and its name is Auf Wiedersehen Monty.
RetroKork.
Now you may be confused about an English game from Gremlin having a distinctly German title. Now the reason for that lies with the TV series Auf Wiedersehen Pet, which in its first season, or series as it's usually used in the UK, in its first season or series it followed 7 construction workers from the UK who were out of jobs and they found work on a construction site in Düsseldorf, Germany. Since in this game Monty is traveling all around Europe, including Düsseldorf, the name is quite fitting. The music's mostly done by Rob Hubbard, who also did the music for the previous title, though in the theme song he worked along with Ben Daglish, whose musical style is quite a bit different, and that led to a theme song with a much more dance floor or techno feel to it. But if you turn off the music in-game, which mostly leaves the game silent, you get to hear some very amusing musical snippets whenever you cross a country border. But back to the game itself. It is pretty similar to its predecessor, though in this game you're trying to gather up enough money for Monty to retire to the Greek island of Montos, which can't be too far away from Mentos. Anyway, you gather up the valuables in form of your checked traveler checks and various valuable goods that partially you will trade somewhere else in a different location, partially you monetize them directly, you turn them directly into money. Sometimes you will need to fly around, for which you will require airline tickets. Oh, and you can only hold 4 items at the same time, so there. Plus you can only reach Montos by boat from the Greek harbor, so plan your trip wisely. The enemies, by the way, have taken a turn for the surreal in part, which according to the Commodore 64 wiki is most likely the result of other British games like Jet Set Willy and Manic Miner being contemporaries. Now the graphics, well, they're still the old standard, which means they look like they've just pretty much taken directly from the ZX Spectrum version, except for the scroller at the bottom of the screen before you start, and the decorations on the left and right side of the screen, where you can now see your inventory held in those kinds of dishes, and then there are the columns with the flower pots on top. So yeah, Auf Wiedersehen Monty is a lot more open world than Monty on the Run, by allowing you a much more non-linear approach to buying Montos. Then again, the graphics, they're still not too great, and I hate to say it, but they're still, there are these gosh darn mashers, though they're not as prominent in this game, but they're still here to frustrate. So overall, it's a great finale to the series. Impossible, a much more arcadey game with Monty notwithstanding. Next time, I'll be talking about arcades, which never really were a thing over here in Germany. But still, I'll discuss a collection of games from the arcade in the software package Arcade Classics by Firebird.